Alright folks, how are we doing? It's Shabash. This is Walkscape, an indie game made by Not a Cult dev team, and this is my first impressions after playing the closed beta for the last week or so. Now, this game is, as you may have guessed from the name, inspired by old school MMORPGs, some more than others. Look at the inventory bag space there, for example. But you progress solely in this game by walking, and it takes data from your mobile phone, Android or iOS, basically Pedometer, and it applies those steps in game. It works amazingly well while you have the game closed, so it's like a set and forget play style, which we'll come on to in a bit more detail later on, but I've been really enjoying it. And as we said, yeah, this is my first impression. So actually my very first impression was with the character creation scheme on this game. So that's my avatar profile there. I actually spent like 15-20 minutes on it. Was pleasantly surprised by the amount of detail you can go into on your avatar and your character. I've got like a staff, I've got a pretty nice beanie hat, which you need around these section of the world that I'm in. Pretty cold around here. And but the art style itself is pretty clean. It's kind of got these old school pixelated art, which is really nice. This is the world map, and I'm turning around and walking along the same section of road here just to get out the wind, but hopefully there's no wind noise. But anyway, love the pixel art. The world map, this is the starting area, and if you zoom out, there's currently quite a few zones, but there's only 2 available in the closed beta for now, so they'll obviously add the rest in as you go. But it's actually a pretty large map, lots of different biomes. It just keeps going and going. Nice Baylor themed area there for most of the people listening. But yeah, this second zone here, which is like a wooded marshy swamp, I've not actually visited that yet. Need to buy a map to get there. There's a big city there. This is where I am currently in the world map. I'm in the Nomad Woods, and to get to the next town, for example, I would have to walk 310 steps, and then once I was there, you can do a couple of different things. It shows you activities available to do here, different services, different buildings, and we'll come on to these later on. So as you start in the Disenchanted Forest up here, actually really nice tutorial in the game, tells you what you need to do, how walking affects your activities, what skills you start off with, what gear you start off with or can work towards, and how that all works. So essentially with your skills in this game, you're going to gather resources. You can craft those resources into usable items, gear, tools, that kind of thing. And there's also travel abilities as well. So if I was to even walk to this next town over, I would actually level up my agility skill. So let's go into the skills now. And there's currently 9 skills available in the game. I love the cleanliness of the UI as well, by the way. Everything kind of just looks really tight, pops out. It's like ready-made dark theme, apart from the world map starting in the ice zone. But yeah, I really like the UI. Got your stat counter for daily steps here, so you can see today, Sunday, I've actually managed to get out and about. Working from home during the week was pretty low. I was building a shed last weekend, so got about 9k steps in last Sunday, so up to 55k steps total. But anyway, there's 9 skills currently in the game. I think they're working up towards 15 skills in total, as I read. So you can see I've been doing mainly woodcutting, this skill here, foraging, which is another resource gathering skill, mining, fishing, and then you've got your smithing, crafting, carpentry, cooking, like your transforming from your materials type skills. So one thing which is coming, it's not in the game, nothing happens when you click the skills right now. You obviously, from RuneScape, you click on your skill and you see what level you unlock to either be able to hunt different things, be able to wear different types of gear. That kind of thing is coming in the game later on, so excited for that. There is a wiki right now which has got lots of info on it, but you know, essentially the gameplay loop is you are in an area. Okay, well, you can of course travel to other areas, but let's say you're in an area. So I'm in the Nomad Woods, which is Jarvonia is the name of this region. Apologies for not missing that. Get some detail about the area, and then you get certain activities which you can do, or there's services and buildings which are there. You click on the activity, gives you a drop down of what you can cut, and this is the level required on the right hand side. So I've been leveling my wood cutting a little bit today from about 20. I leveled it last weekend, and now I can cut oak trees. So you select oak tree, tells you okay, we need 25 level, and I'm already doing that. So we then go to our activity screen down here, and this is where the action happens, the activity happens. So you can see steps required to make an action. So to chop a piece of wood, I need to walk this blue number of steps, which is obviously going down as I am walking in real time. And that's going to get some wood in. So we've got some oak logs. We actually got some fine oak logs there, I think, which is like when you use that to craft things, I think you have a better chance of getting higher rarity gear. Tells you the steps to level up, tells you how many actions left to level up as well. So all the different activities kind of get this screen. I'm actually close to level 28, which is really good. So I'm going to keep walking for at least 122 steps. I do want to show other things as well, but let's show the gear and inventory. So you start off with 28 inventory slots. Surprise, surprise. And you can see I've chopping wood down here. There's the oak, which I just got. Some fine oak logs. Actually sells for a decent amount, 15 gold or copper. Yeah, money. So you can use things like logs, and then you can transform that into stuff like plank at a carpentry center, carpentry service building. And then you've got your things like copper ore, tin ore. So anyone who's played most RPGs in the last sort of 2 decades, RuneScape especially, you'll be very comfortable with the idea and the gameplay loop for Walkscape. So there is gear in the game. I currently have very little gear. I've got a couple of rings, an amulet, and a foraging cloak, but this gives a really good example of, I think, what's currently available in the game gear-wise. It basically gives you work efficiency that basically reduces the amount of steps required for an action to take place. So if I needed 100 steps to cut some oak logs, and I had gear which gave me 10% work efficiency total, I would then only need to walk 90 steps to get those oak logs, and thereby increasing your efficiency in the game. So yeah, I'm still very much in the early levels. And then you do have your tool section here. So this is like outside of your main gear, you can equip your tool set, and you do unlock more tool slots to do different things. But it's, as you can imagine, I've got a copper hatchet at the top, which increases my woodcutting efficiency. Got a copper pickaxe, copper sickle for foraging, and small fishing net. Now my small fishing net, if you can see, is, I think it's good quality. It's got that green surround, basically like an uncommon type rarity, and that actually gives a 3% bonus to XP while I'm fishing. So quite nice, quite well-rounded gear acquisition, as you would expect for an RPG. Gives you a goal to work towards, to getting higher efficient gear or rarer gear, so you can then do things more efficiently. The classic loop, let's say. But honestly, the best thing about this game, you can set your activity for what you want to do. See, I've got 1400 steps to level up woodcutting now to level 29. I can close the game, put it in my pocket, and actually look at the world. Like, look what's out there. I don't know if you can hear the sheep in the background or hear the birds in the background. I am staying down off the hills because it's windy. I really wanted to show a nice landscape in the video. I might show that later, but you can actually use your your eyes. Like the graphics this game is actually crazy. Even better when you're wearing glasses. I can't really see that far in front of me, it's all a blur. But honestly, just being able to walk, know that you're progressing in game without having the screen open is such a massive quality of life compared to games like Orna, like Pokemon Go, which if you're watching this video you will most definitely have played. And you'll know the thing when you're, if you're out walking, especially with friends or family, and you literally have, you're literally like that, looking down at the fucking pavement in your screen, in your phone screen. Whereas this, phone's in the pocket, so easy, don't need to worry about it. You can literally walk 10,000 steps, because I'll show you this really good feature which they've added in, which is this thing called save steps up here. So imagine you were doing an activity like moving in the world map, for example, and you only took you 1,000 steps to reach that destination, but you kept walking for an extra 5,000 steps in real life. Those extra steps get saved up like a bank, which you can then access once you come back into the game and do any other activity. And those save steps count as double on your next activity until they run out. So you start off with 6,000 steps available. I've somehow now got 11,000 steps available in my bank. So as they count as double, it basically means that you never miss a step. Obviously, unless you go above 11,000, that's when you start getting, or above the limit. But that's a really nice feature as well. So it's really great for if you're moving in the world map, you kind of forgot what you were doing. If you're chopping down trees, for example, it kind of just goes indefinitely. There is a inventory limit, so you do get over encumbered, and I think it reduces your efficiency or something. It's not happened to me yet, so I can't confirm, but I know that you do get additional bag slots later on as well. And while chopping trees, and actually while doing any activity, you have the chance to get treasure chests. And I've been saving these 4 bird nests, which I've gathered from woodcutting, to open these up. So let's see what we get inside. Some berries, lots of berries in fact. Okay, well let's open everything. I've been saving these for over a week, by the way, to open on this video. We've actually got 143 berries. Okay. I think you can only just sell the berries at the moment. One thing that's just came to mind. Oh, we're now over encumbered. There you go. That was really clever. So what happens now? If I go to my activity screen. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep, okay, 5,000 steps. Okay, yeah. I think 99% negative efficiency. I may as well just stop walking, eh? Right, okay, so just on time. I honestly didn't know that was going to happen. But yeah, needing 119,000 steps. Well, if you want to play this game as a Iron Man mode, there you go. You just have to play the game at 99% negative efficiency. I think we all know someone like that who does that in Orna. Shout out. Right, I'll get rid of all that. I think we can sell it. Here's a neat little thing here. You can hold down there and sell them all at once. Get out of the way, please. Boom. Okay, berries sold. I'll buy that steel hatchet. So that's the other thing. So you start off, like in RuneScape, you start off with like bronze gear, at least with tools. I've only really accessed tools yet. So you start off with like your stone or your basic pickaxe, which uses some sticks and stones. And this is a good basic pickaxe with that extra bonus XP. And then you move in. Then you move into like your copper as the next level up. Then you get iron and bronze, or I think it's bronze actually. I don't think iron, but anyway, you get the idea. You go up higher tiers of equipment, which is harder to get, which you need higher levels to acquire. Blah blah blah. That's the gameplay loop. But I like the screen that you can swipe between screens. It's really kind of quick and nice and easy. As I said, I personally really think the UI is nice and clean. So in the world map, you can see all the places I visited. I've not been down here or down here, but in the places you have visited, you can see what you can do there. Different services. You've got a kitchen here. What I thought was cool as well is that some of the crafting type skills you can actually do. You don't need to like actually craft stuff. You can actually just skill that up in certain places. So like here, for example, you could do cross-country skiing as long as you have the right equipment to level up your agility. And then in this place, Frusion Home, for example, you can actually level up your crafting skill by ice sculpting as an activity itself. You don't actually need to, get wood and copper bars and things and actually build stuff. So I really like that style of being able to skill up that way. Just got myself a power boost. Remember to always keep hydrated. But yeah, so the game is in closed beta. If you want to join, they have a current wave of joining until June 15th. And to join as a part of this closed beta, you just have to sign up to either their Patreon or buy me a coffee. Links in the description. But the minimum tier gets you in, and it's like $3 basically. $3. And you can cancel the subscription straight away if you want. And that gets you access straight away. Now there is leaderboards in the game, so I'm currently top 5k total level, but you can see there's people playing Weasel up there, total level. Sort by all different stuff. Like let's sort by total steps. Some people are actually insane on how many steps they've done. I don't know how long this beta has been out for. They did do probably a reset at some point, but yeah, these guys doing 8 million steps up there. So he is a living treadmill basically. But speaking of which, playing this game, if you've got a treadmill inside your house, you can do that while you're either working on a standing desk. I know on the Discord there's quite a few folks with that setup. I personally don't have a treadmill, but what I did do this week was scope out a loop of my house, counted out the steps. So I counted 80 steps. 80 steps got me from kitchen sink through the living room, through the hall, up the stairs, into the bedroom, do a Yui, back down in reverse, minding the cat, feeding station upstairs, back to the kitchen sink. Was 80 steps in 45 seconds. So you can learn things like that. If you do live with someone else, be wary, it might drive them insane if you keep doing loops of the living room. But you got to do what you got to do when it's wild outside. But honestly, closing thoughts. I just really like the fact you can have this game playing. Even with the game closed, you can just walk, not worry, and then you open up the game, and you've chopped down loads of trees, whatever you want. You can even play RuneScape on your phone and have this playing in the background if you want, as an example. But it's nice to go around, still getting used to the controls and everything, but you can jump around, and they're still adding things. In the first 2 days I downloaded, there's like 2 updates already. Devs seem really vocal, really good communication in the Discord. Again, I'll put the link to that in the description if you want to check it out. But there's loads of really people. But as you'd expect, this kind of game, indie dev team who are good at communicating, seems like a really kind, supportive community. So that's my initial thoughts on the game. You can play this game alongside Orna for sure, have it running in the background. Playing Pokemon Go, whatever you want. But for me, I'm trying to cut down my screen time, working from home all day. And this is kind of an easy way to do that while still grinding away at some kind of game with cool stuff inside. Love seeing those numbers go up, as I'm sure we all do. Still lots of things to come in the game. I think they're adding a combat mechanic, so you would do that in your kind of walking downtime. But they've got loads of things on the roadmap. Highly recommend checking it out. and let me know in the comments if you've played the game. I know there's a few Ornitholk in the Discord which I've spied, but let me know what you think about it, and if you're playing it, if you plan to play it on full release. I think there will be a closed beta wipe, but remember, they're not going to wipe out the physical steps that you've done to upgrade and progress your IRL character. And let's be honest, that's probably priority number one, even if we don't always put it as number one. I'm Shabash, thanks for watching. We'll maybe see you again. Cheers, ciao.